So I've got a question for you. In the world of fine art landscape photography, do you believe that it's possible to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear? I do, but I've got to tell you, I'm certainly going to be up against it here. But what a cracking location though. Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. Oh man, I am going to be up against it today. I am faced with some excellent boat wrecks which work out just perfect for me in my style of fine art landscape photography. I just don't think it's going to work well today. And the only reason why I'm saying that, please bear with me, is there's not a cloud in the sky. It is super bright, as you could probably tell by the light on my face. I'm not sure if the tide height is going to be high enough, but it's going to prove to be very problematic even with me working my magic in post-production on a day like today. But I do have another option. Options. Well, I need a high tide. High tide is at 1:30 today, which is in 30 minutes time from now. And as you can see, it's not the highest of tides. But worse still are the weather conditions. I have zero clouds in the sky, zero clouds. It's a nice calm day. That I have on my side. But between the tide height, the lack of clouds, the bright sunlight, I'm really going to be up against it today. But I do have a second option, which is to come back tomorrow. Now, if I come back tomorrow, I've got full cloud, 100% cloud, but it's 70% chance of rain. So that cloud could quite well be just a blanket grey cloud, which isn't the best. But worse still is the tide height is 1/3 of a metre less. So what I'm going to do today is, in 30 minutes time from now, I'm going to find out where I am with this tide height and then make a decision based on that. So I'm going to call it whether I'm going to attempt to try and photograph today under these conditions or come back tomorrow when in theory the conditions are more conducive to my style of fine art landscape photography. But the biggest thing for me here is I need as much water around this boat as I possibly can. Oh, wow, this, I'm not joking, is going to be a huge undertaking and a massive challenge. I've made a decision. So I think the best thing to do now is simply edge my bets. Take a picture today, come back tomorrow, take a picture tomorrow, and then pretty much deal with the consequences or choose my favourite. Let's put you guys in camera and hopefully you'll understand the gravity or the size of my quest or challenge today. Okay, so what I'm looking at are two boat wrecks. There's a third to the left, there's also another one behind here as well, just behind there, but I'm not really interested in any of that. All I'm interested in is this one nice boat wreck here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore this boat wreck here and I'm going to line up this boat wreck. It either works on that side, like so, like that, okay, off center to a third it leans in, or of course it works this way around as well. Sorry for the jiggery pokery. That's what I'm looking at. I don't mind placing that horizon in the middle. Now, that looks fine. I'm probably going to go lower down as well. If I go lower down as well, I'll reduce the amount of horizon that I'm going to need to blend. Of course, there's going to be a real nightmare no matter what I choose to do. But I am going to drop this tripod right down. Yeah, it's quite a challenge, isn't it? I've had to come far enough to the left to create a gap here, because I want this gap here, because remember, I'm going to do away with this boat altogether. Just for that one boat. The only slight issue I've got now though is, as you could see, there's just no detail in the sky. Fine, it's flat calm water, it gives me a beautiful reflection, that is nice, and the colour of the water is pretty similar to the colour of the sky, that is also nice. But I like to turn my fine art landscape images into black and white and offer a vignette as well. And of course it looks much more creative if I can do that when I've got clouds, or at least a grey sky. Alright, okay, so either way, let's grab that at a 2-minute exposure. I didn't even need a 2-minute exposure, to be honest, because there's no movement in the clouds, there's no movement in the sky, and there's certainly no movement in the water. Right, okay, let's see what I can make of this. I probably won't need it, but I'm going to see what happens when I bring the light down in the sky with a soft grad. Yeah, I think that balances it up quite nicely. Make sure I'm focused and then simply calculate 2 minutes. I'll grab one shot like that, then I'll zoom in a little bit tighter, just a little bit tighter as well on that single boat. It was quite nice in the back of the camera. It's ever so weird when I'm looking at the sky and there's just nothing going on in the sky at all. For me, if I could go to a place like this and create a 4 or an 8-minute exposure just to create a lot of movement in the sky, a lot of blurriness with the clouds, then I much prefer that. I'll tell you what, that tide is going out quite quickly as well. So that's me done here. That's it. I can't do any more than that. Oh, I tell you what, this really is going to be a challenge, but it's going to make it that much more sweeter if I could pull it off. Right, it'll be a blink of an eye for you guys, but I'll see you back here tomorrow. Right, so as you can guess, I'm back. Oh, now, as predicted, it's raining, but not as predicted. The tide is meant to be a third less high, and it's actually higher today than yesterday, guaranteed. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I use a Pro app as well, that's ever so weird. The sky is just, very sadly, a blanket grey. But what I'm going to do, because I am here, is just recreate the shot I took yesterday, just so I have options in the bag. I've got to tell you though, God, it's so cold. But checking my weather app last night as well, what I discovered was, this is what happens if you do a bit of pre-planning, which clearly I never do. The tide height today compared to a spring tide is a metre different. So if you imagine where I'm stood now, I'm 6'4", so a metre is going to be pretty much up here. That's a huge difference, and that would make a huge difference to that scene out there. For instance, all the grasses to the left-hand side of the main boat that I'm here to photograph would be consumed by a spring tide. So that would save me so much work in post-production. Oh, right. Pre-planning and all that. What do I know about that, honestly? Right, let's have a look then. This looks nice and bright. I don't have to worry about a reflection this time. So, well, let's put you guys in camera. So again, now because I don't have to worry about the shadows down here as such. What I'm going to do is create an image that looks something like that. Make sure I get it nice and level, make sure it's in focus, which it is, and I'm going to probably look at doing something like that. So it's going to be nice and minimalistic, i.e. again, just as a recap from yesterday, ignore this boat here. I'm just going to concentrate on this one boat here with a little bit of reflection in the sea there. It's a shame that there's just nothing going on with that sky whatsoever. That's a real shame. A real shame. But I still think, in terms of a minimalistic shot, that's going to look quite nice. And let's be honest, as much as I don't have a reflection today to play around with, the lighting today is much better. And that is not too shoddy at all. Okay, so for those of you who are interested, target figure is an 1/8 of a second, and that brings my current setup to f6.3 and ISO 100, and of course at an 1/8 of a second that'll translate to a 2-minute exposure when I apply my 10-stop filter. 10-stop filter in, I've already pre-focused, 1, 2, and away she goes. While we're waiting for this 2-minute exposure to finish cooking, do me a favour, if you're enjoying this content, hit that like button down below please. It helps the algorithm. Numbers are a bit off at the moment, so I really would appreciate your support on that. And also there's this new thing that YouTube has added to the algorithms as well. It's called hype. So if you're again enjoying the content, then it costs you nothing just to press the hype button when you press the like button. Not really sure what it does, but apparently it helps channels like us grow. Cool. And also, and I hate self-promoting, but in case you're wondering how I post-process my fine art landscape pictures, I'll leave a link down below to lots and lots of post-processing tutorials, including one for this shot here. I'll leave a link to that down below. You'll have to become a member, but it only costs £6.99 for 1 month, and you can cancel at any time. That's if you're interested. Right, let's have a look. 10 seconds to go. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's brassic. It is absolutely brassic today. So different from yesterday. That's looking good, but I just realised I've got water on the lens, so I have to retake it. Right then, that is as good as I can get it. So what I'm going to do is drop my camera down as low as I possibly can, just to keep it in keeping with what I did yesterday. And if anything, I think I prefer this today, so I'm going to make an extra effort to drop my tripod down even lower. During a 2-minute exposure, some of you might have noticed I'm actually wiping the front element of my filters. You can afford to do that. As long as you're fairly quick with it, you can afford to do it on a long exposure like 2 minutes, and you won't see it at all. Trust me, it's much better than trying to deal with all the rain spots on your images in post-production. Oh, there you go. That is, ooh. Doing a bit to camera when you're stood in the sea, in the mud, is probably not a good idea, but there you go. That concludes this video. Fingers crossed you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, as always, you know what to do. Like I mentioned earlier, give that like button a bit of a nudge, and that hype thing as well. Not really sure what that's about, but give that a nudge anyway. And feel free to leave a comment. And one last thing, and I promise, because this isn't something I do normally, self-promote, I hate doing it. I actually run one-day workshops based around taking pictures like this. Fine art landscape photography. Photograph, dine, post-process. And I reckon they would make for a good Christmas present. I'm just saying. Cheers, guys. you.